Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Cycle on Global Television. We're coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Queen Agaba. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and free to air on Nightcomsat. Ondo State Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa has urged opposition parties to join hands together to develop the state. Aiyedatiwa's call came after the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) declared him the winner of Saturday's governorship election in the state. Kikeloma Okere has details. Well, we'll bring you that details subsequently. Ondo State Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa stated the need for Nigeria's economic managers to prioritize investment in creating a national awareness to get people to vote. The governor-elect stated this while speaking at a TV interview, saying a lot of people register to get permanent voters' cards to have a document, but are not politically active. He therefore stressed the need for people to be encouraged to vote, calling for a national awareness to be created for people to always come out to vote. Meanwhile, the Social Democratic Party (SDP) and its governorship candidate in the just concluded Ondo State gubernatorial election, Otumba Bamidele Akinboye, has rejected the result of the election, saying the election was a slap on democracy. The party state chairman, Barrister Gbenga Akinbili, who spoke at a press briefing in Akure, called for immediate cancellation of the election. He alleged that voters were intimidated and harassed at Ward 10, Unit 19, Ondo West local government, claiming that some were offered between 7,000 naira and 10,000 naira at the polling unit where he voted. Akinbili noted that it was laughable for the party's candidate to score 2 votes in Okitipupa, where he hails from. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo has called for a comprehensive overhaul of Nigeria's electoral process. Obasanjo, speaking at the Chinua Achebe Leadership Forum, Yale University in the United States, called for the dismissal of the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC), Mahmood Yakubu, and other officials at all levels. The former president, while describing the 2023 general election as a travesty, says the imperative for reforming the electoral system is to restore credibility and trust. He also advocated for shorter tenures for the Commission's officials and a more rigorous vetting process to prevent the appointment of partisan individuals. Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, has expressed satisfaction with the infrastructure put in place at the Eagle Square by Tertiary Education Trust Fund in preparation for National Research Fair and Exhibition. The minister stated this while inspecting the facilities for the event, which is expected officially to commence today at the Eagle Square, Abuja. Jumai Manson now reports.
The minister, Dr. Tunji Alausa, said the initiative by TETFund is a critical effort to engage Nigerians' academia, including universities, polytechnics, College of Education, research institutes, and even military, community-based inventions in addressing key developmental challenges. Dr. Alausa highlighted that Nigerians' abundance of institutions, intellectual professionals, and natural resources position the nation to compete in the evolving global knowledge economy.
To inform you that this special effort of TETFund is meant to encourage our academia, composed of our universities, polytechnics, colleges of education, research institutes, the military, and other personal and community creativities to respond to many critical needs of our national development.
The minister reiterated President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's commitment to using local research and technology to drive economic growth under the Renewed Hope agenda. He observed that meaningful development is impossible without leveraging research outputs and stressed the importance of synergy among research and technology agencies to effectively deploy their findings for nation building.
If you look at agenda going forward, we're going to be focusing on STEM with 2 M and TVET. we have to now realign our educational system in the country to start meeting the needs of our people. We have a huge base of youngsters in the country, men and women.
The minister further stressed government's dedication to translating research results into marketable products to drive job creation and youth engagement. He enjoined the media to provide adequate coverage to the 4-day event, which will run from November 18th to 21st, 2024, to publicize its impact. For Global TV, Jumai Manson reporting.
Universal Basic Education Commission, UBEC, has revealed that more than 135 billion naira in matching grants have remained unaccessed by state government between 2020 and 2024. The Executive Secretary of UBEC, Dr. Hamid Boboyi, disclosed this during his presentation of the 2023 and 2024 budget implementation reports to the Senate Committee on Basic and Secondary Education in Abuja. The Legislative Committee was at the UBEC headquarters on an oversight visit to assess the progress of UBEC's activities and the disbursement of funds. He clarified that the current year's budget 2024 was typically disbursed in the following year, which means that the allocated funds do not usually lapse, unlike funds allocated to other organizations, but expressed concerns that many states fail to meet the necessary conditions to access these funds. Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Federation, Lateef Fagbemi, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, has expressed love for the method of corruption investigation used by the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Fagbemi, speaking at the Food and Energy Security in Africa conference held in Lagos, recommended that the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, and the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, should conclude investigations before arrest. He noted that the FBI would have done diligent investigations before going after the suspects, stressing that the attitude of fighting corruption by saying a big fish has been caught without proper investigation should be discouraged. The AGF stressed that proper investigation before media trial is a more civilized way of fighting corruption. Special Advisor to President Bola Tinubu on Public Communication and Orientation, Sunday Dare, has said that Nigeria's democracy suffered mortal wounds under the watch of former President Olusegun Obasanjo. Dare, in a statement on his X platform, described Obasanjo's regime as the most corrupt government in the history of Nigeria. Hence, he has no moral right to condemn or criticize any government. He therefore called on the former president to apologize to Nigerians for not laying the foundational infrastructure Nigeria needed to progress. Federal government has been asked to immediately reinstate Tajudeen Bawuah as the president of the National Union of Road Transport Workers, NURTW, following court judgment affirming his leadership. This was contained in a statement made available to newsmen. A senior advocate of Nigeria, Femi Falana, directed his plea to the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Lateef Fagbemi, senior advocate of Nigeria, and the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, urging them to ensure strict compliance with the judgment of the National Industrial Court and the Court of Appeal. A timber market in the Katako community, Jos North local government area, has been gutted by fire. According to reports, the fire, which started on Sunday night, destroying goods worth millions of naira, including over 107 shops. Chairman of the Plateau State Carpenters Association, Shuaibu Ali, confirmed the fire outbreak in Jos, stating that the incident had been a recurring problem in the market. The Niger Delta Development Commission has revealed that fraudulent individuals have hacked the social media account of its board chairman, Chiedu Ebe. Additionally, the commission disclosed that a group of imposters cloned the chairman's Facebook account and hacked his Instagram account, urging the compromised platforms to defraud unsuspecting members of the public. The NDDC Director of Corporate Affairs, Saladi Thompson Wakama, disclosed this in a statement issued in Port Harcourt. According to the statement, the imposters are also using the name and logo of the interventionist agency to circulate dubious proposals and scam unsuspecting individuals, describing these activities as criminal acts. National Librarian Professor Chinwe Anunobi says the National Library of Nigeria will unveil its 5-year strategic plan of 2025 to 2030, as well as new logo at its 60th anniversary event scheduled for this week. Professor Anunobi says over the past 6 decades, the National Library has evolved in her foundational vision as a dynamic repository of Nigeria's knowledge and cultural heritage, offering a steady backbone for education, literacy, research, and intellectual heritage preservation. The National Librarian also emphasized on promoting culture of reading among Nigerians, saying the NLN has the foundational mandate to ensure that the information resources that are collected and preserved are read for enhanced literacy and sustainable development of the country. Nigeria needs 800 universities to meet the academic requirement of its growing population. A University Don and member, Southern Kaduna Professors Forum, Professor John La, made this known in a statement. La, a professor of geography from the Kaduna State University, says the establishment of the Federal University of Applied Sciences to be located in Southern Kaduna will add to the number of universities needed in the country. He further noted that this would be of benefit to Nigerians, not only the people of the area where it will be located. The Universal Basic Education Commission, UBEC, has revealed that a staggering sum of 135 billion in matching grant has been accessed by states between 2020 and 2024. The Executive Secretary of UBEC, Dr. Hamid Boboyi, disclosed this during his presentation of the 2023 and 2024 Budget Implementation Report to the Senate Committee on Basic and Secondary Education in Abuja. Boboyi clarified that the current year's budget would be disbursed in the following year, which means that the allocated funds did not usually lapse, unlike funds allocated to other organizations. He pointed out that despite some progress, 9 states and the Federal Capital Territory had not accessed the 2023 UBE matching grant. You're watching the news cycle on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. On News Cycle returns, Dangote Refinery $6 billion to import crude oil. Details of this, as well as foreign and sport stories, coming right after this break. Please stay with us. Many thanks for staying with us. If you've just joined us, this is Global Television bringing you a live broadcast of the news cycle. In business, a Financial Times report indicates that Aliko Dangote has begun discussions with some foreign banks to secure billions of dollars for crude oil importation. The report noted Dangote Refinery needs to purchase additional crude oil to hit 650,000 barrels per day full capacity. The Africa Finance Corporation, AFC, a pan-African development lender, is one of the institutions involved in the talks to raise money. Already, the Knightsbridge Strategic Group, KSG, a group of experts from US and UK providing geopolitical intelligence, say it expected the refinery to hit full capacity in 2025. The KSG assesses that there will be long-term reductions in local fuel costs and increased market competition in Europe as Nigeria becomes a new fuel exporter, assuming full capacity is eventually reached at the Dangote refinery. The chairman of the House Committee on Renewable Energy, Honorable Victor Afamogene has called for accessible and equitable policies to support Nigeria's energy transition. Speaking at a side event during the ongoing COP29 in Baku, Azerbaijan, co-hosted by the Committee on Renewable Energy and include a Netherlands-based knowledge platform, he emphasized tax breaks and vocational grants to empower youth in renewable energy sectors. According to a joint statement by Honorable Ogene and the Executive Director of Include, Amika Altaf, discussions focused on labor-based incentives, youth-centric policies, and integrating equity, sustainability, and job creation into renewable energy transitions. Speaker of the House of Representatives, Abbas Tajuddin, says the Green Chamber is yet to take a stand on the tax reform bills. He stated this in his opening remarks at the interactive session on tax reform bills held at the National Assembly, Abuja. He, however, said the House would perform its constitutional role of scrutinizing the contents of the bills, effect amendments where necessary. The bills include the Nigeria Tax Bill, the Nigeria Tax Administration Bill, the Nigeria Revenue Service Establishment Bill, and the Joint Revenue Board Establishment Bill. On the foreign scene, Sweden began sending some 5 million pamphlets to residents, urging them to prepare for the possibility of war, as neighboring Finland launched a new preparedness website. Both Sweden and Finland dropped decades of military non-alignment to join the US-led military alliance, NATO, in the wake of Russia's 2022 invasion of Ukraine. Since the start of the war, Stockholm has repeatedly urged Swedes to prepare both mentally and logistically for the possibility of war, citing the serious security situation in its vicinity. The booklet, If Crisis or War Comes, sent by the Swedish Civil Contingencies Agency, MSB, contains information about how to prepare for emergencies such as war, natural disasters, or cyber attacks. U.S. President Joe Biden has declared Kyiv to use long-range American missiles against military targets inside Russia. A U.S. official stated this hours after Russia targeted Ukraine's power grid in a deadly barrage. The official, speaking on condition of anonymity, was confirming reports that the major policy shift long demanded by Ukraine was in response to North Korea deploying troops to help Moscow's war effort. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has long pushed for authorization from Washington to use the powerful Army tactical missile system to hit targets inside Russia. President-elect Donald Trump confirmed that he plans to declare a national emergency on border security and use the U.S. military to carry out a mass deportation of undocumented migrants. Immigration was a top issue in the election campaign, and Trump had promised to deport millions of stabilize the border with Mexico after record numbers of migrants crossed illegally during President Joe Biden's administration. On his social media platform, Truth Social, Trump amplified a recent post by a conservative activist that says the president-elect was prepared to declare a national emergency and will use military assets to reverse the Biden invasion through a mass deportation program. Prime Minister Keir Starmer told Chinese President Xi Jinping that Britain will be a predictable, consistent sovereign actor committed to the rule of law in their bilateral ties. Starmer told his Chinese counterpart as they met at the G20 summit in Brazil's Rio de Janeiro. Britain's press association reports. He says he wants both countries' relations to be consistent, durable, respectful, and to avoid surprises where possible. In sports, Tottenham player Rodrigo Bentancur has been banned for 7 matches and fined £100,000 by the Football Association. This is coming after an independent regulatory commission ruled on his racist remarks about teammates Son Heung-min. Spurs will be without their key midfielder for an extended period following the commission's verdict. According to reports, Bentancur was charged after making the comment during a pre-season interview. Manchester United and Danish midfielder Christian Eriksen are expected to part ways at the end of the season. According to a post on Fabrizio Romano's X handle, no negotiation is taking place over a new deal for the services of the midfield maestro. According to the post, no negotiation is taking place over a new deal, while Ruben Amorim's opinion will also be considered. But Eriksen is expected to leave. Recall that the 32-year-old signed a 3-year contract with Manchester United in 2022 as a free agent. And that's it on the news cycle, and it came to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365, on Star Times channel 276, and free to air on Nightcomsat. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms using @GlobalTVNG and other handles now showing on your screen. I am Queen Agaba. Thank you for watching and see you again.